this week's edition of Bridge to Faith. Today, on Bridge to Faith, we have the great opportunity to be in a land of tea. Believe it or not, we're here in a part of India where they grow tea in these beautiful tea gardens. So let's get started on today's edition of Bridge to Faith. Here in India, we've been privileged to see some amazing things. In this particular area, it's called Kerala, which it refers to the coconut trees that grow almost wild everywhere you go. It's really amazing. Some of the Muslims have referred to it as Khair Allah, which means the good that comes from Almighty God. But whatever you call it, it still is beautiful. We've found the tea gardens. We've seen the coconuts, the banana trees, something called the beetle nut trees. And amongst all of it, though, what we found is something very lovely. The attitude of the people that live here. It's really amazing when you consider that you have so many different faith groups, different languages, and different peoples. Yet they come together and live together in harmony and in peace. And I think this maybe represents more than any other country we've visited so far, the notion of the bridge to peace. The bridge to faith is certainly along that same line. When we talk about the bridge to faith, what we're talking about is having a faith, something that causes you to believe in Almighty God, that causes you to think about the Creator, to worship Him rather than what He's created. And whether you're a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Christian, a Jew or a Muslim, it's important to look to your faith and see what it provides for you, to study it from the standpoint of what the text really teaches and how it relates to you and how you can relate to it. And this is the essence of Bridge to Faith. It's the essence of what will bring us to the bridge to peace as well. We're going to be talking about some more of this in today's program, and don't forget we've got something coming up next called Arabic and English, and after that we'll be back with a particular story of someone's bridge to faith. All that and more right here on Bridge to Faith. We've tried to introduce the Arabic language in a way that everybody here could enjoy it, have fun with it, and comprehend it at the same time. Now guess what? We're going to come together with the whole thing. We're going to put all the letters together and then learn how to pronounce them, how they work together to give sound to each other, and then we're going to start putting them together to make words. So let's enjoy this second segment coming up now by starting off where we left off before with the hiccup. We talked about the hiccup. If you remember, we said Hamza. Hamza was a hiccup. Here's Hamza. There he is. Of course, he's not really that big, but I put him up there pretty big right now for you so that you get kind of an idea what he is all about. Take a look at Hamza here. Okay, that's Hamza. Usually when you see him, he's so small you barely notice him. But whenever you see him, he makes the letter hiccup like that. So if you see him in association with another letter, then you have to go like that. So for instance, let's say we had the letter Ya. That would be two dots below a stem. Two dots like this below the stem is a Ya. Except when you've got this Hamza, then it would be ya, 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 instead of ya, ya, like this. The same thing would be true if this were a ta. Instead of ta, you'd say ta, 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 because of the Hamza. So the Hamza is like a hiccup. Hamza the hiccup. There he is. So whenever you see that, that's a hiccup. Also, there's another use for Hamza. Hamza has a couple of different jobs that he does. He's a little small guy, but he does some pretty good jobs. One of them is to help our friend Mr. Olive. Do you remember Olive? Olive, the standing stick. Has a little leaf on there, and then he comes down something like this. You remember Olive? That's Olive. And I told you that Aleph could have the sound of ah, oo, e, or he could even have the sound of nothing. Well, the Hamza helps him out. Whenever Hamza's on the top of Aleph, it's ah. But whenever Hamza is down below, underneath Aleph, let's put another Hamza down here now. See? You can't have two at once, so this one's going to have to leave. We're going to have to say goodbye to this Hamza. There he goes. Bye-bye. Now, this one down here gives him the sound of it. Before it was now it's it. Because when you get down here in the bottom, it's E. Below the line is E. Okay. Now, we said that there's a possibility of an oo sound, because sometimes when Hamza's there, it'll have a little like this. And when you have that, that's a little wow is what it is. Remember the wow, the amazing guy? We're not through with wow, because we found out that wow does some other stuff too. Whenever wow becomes little small like this, like Hamza, he adds sounds. So this is oh, oh. That's ah. That's oh. And if it was down below, this would be it. So that gives you a little bit idea of some of the things that Hamza likes to get involved with. Now, while we're on the subject of about making these sounds, I want to show you something. Whenever you see a letter in the Arabic language, if you know the Arabic, you know by the association of other letters what kind of sound to make. But when you're like me, I'm from Texas, and I didn't study Arabic language, and so now I'm coming into the Arabic. What do? Well, they have something called tashkil, or helpers for you. The first one, we're going to put it right across the top. Whenever you see that, like that, a nice bar on an angle, like this, see that? That's called fatha. See it? And when you see that, you say ah. Ah, and if you say ah because you're happy, because you've got some help. I needed help because I didn't know what to do, and now you gave me the help. Ah. Now, if you see this below the line like that, alrighty, that's not fatha. In fact, that's called kesra. And kesra is pronounced E. So that's ah, and that's E. And you don't have them at the same time. So we're going to take Mr. Ah out of there. Goodbye. There he goes. And now we've got this kesra. So this is now E. That'd be the sound of E because we have the kesra underneath it.
You're watching Bridge to Faith, and we're in a strange place today. Would you believe this is a doctor's office? Maybe you think it's a veterinarian's office because of the cows. No. This is a regular medical doctor who is with us today. Dr. Anwar, salam alaikum. And how are you today? We want to get a short interview with you about your practice here and the city you're in and everything. Can we do that?
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay, let's do that. That's coming up right now on Bridge to Faith. Welcome to this edition of Bridge to Faith, and today we're with Dr. Anwar Hussain. And tell us, Doctor, where are we?
We are in the state of Wayanad, Kerala, and the district of Wayanad. The place is called Mepadi.
Say it again.
The place is called Mepadi.
Mepadi.
Yeah.
So I noticed now there are some animals around here. You're not a veterinarian doctor, are you?
No. I am a general physician.
A general physician. So this means you take care of only the generals, or what does that mean?
Yeah, the generals altogether.
The generals.
Yeah, from.
What about the sergeants and the captains and the?
No, not a surgeon.
You mean general people?
General people.
Oh, general people. Oh, okay. Now we got you. So everybody can come to you.
Yeah.
Now, you're a Muslim?
Yes.
I see. But you have a lot of patients who are not Muslims?
No.
Yes or no?
50% of them are non-Muslims.
Not Muslim?
Yeah.
I see. So, and you treat all of them the same way?
Yes.
Well, that's
absolutely.
Okay, now let me ask you a question about that. Now, you haven't always lived here, have you?
No.
Where did you before?
I was born in Lakshadweep, beautiful coral islands in the Arabian Sea, and I was migrated at the 6th month to Kerala, and I was brought up in Kerala, and I studied here, and I migrated to Wayanad 4 years back.
4 years back.
Yeah.
Is it because of making a lot of money you moved here?
No, I love the place.
You love the place.
Yeah.
In fact, I heard that you don't make very much money at all here. Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you charge the average patient when they come in?
20 rupees per head.
How much?
20 rupees, Indian rupees per head.
20 rupees. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Is it? 20 rupees, what'll that buy? Like a car or something? No? Well, how much is 20 rupees?
20 rupees, you can say you can have tea and a pack of biscuit.
A bite of biscuit and tea, and that's it?
Yeah.
So 20 rupees is not even $1, is it? American dollar.
Comes around half, American dollar is 50 rupees.
So?
So it comes around half.
Less than half a dollar.
Yeah, half a dollar.
40 cents, maybe.
Maybe.
For 40 cents, I can see the doctor here?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Not many of them.
So, well, no, wait. Oh, but you're probably the cheapest doctor here, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, I see that. Well, let me ask you another question. Now, that means you need a lot of customers every day.
Because a lot of people here, and around 90% of them are below poverty line. They're
Below the poverty line.
Yeah, they're very poor. They can't afford a heavy treatment.
Well, that's not your problem, is it? Why do you care?
I like some service to the people to do that.
You do this just for service to the people?
Yeah.
I see. Does this have anything to do with your faith as a Muslim?
Yeah, very much.
Tell us about that.
Those who help the people here, they will be helped by the Almighty, inshallah, in the hereafter.
So if you help other people, then Allah will help you.
Inshallah.
This is what you... So you don't care if they're Muslim or not, you just want to help them?
Not at all.
Well, now, wait a minute. Well, you're talking to people and they're in this tough condition. They're sick, they're ailing, they have problems. So they come to you as the physician. They see you as the man who's going to cure them, right? So whatever you tell them, they're going to do it. So could you give them a prescription and you could just tell them, hey, you have to be a Muslim? You write that down on a prescription. Could they take it?
Not in this room. In the contesting room, I never do that. Because
Never?
I don't want to use my profession for dawah.
You don't want to use your profession for
No.
what?
I do my dawah the other ways. And
What does that mean?
Means I do it outside the clinic. Means I don't want
Propagation.
to be... Propagation.
So you don't propagate while you're giving out the Medicaid.
In my consulting room, I
Don't
never...
propagate while you medicate. Is that it?
Yes.
I see. So, but now go back to the number of patients. How many patients can you see in a day?
Around 100 to 150.
100 to 150 patients in one day?
Yeah.
Do you have a revolving door? How do you get them in and out so you have a conveyor belt?
I work from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., then 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
So you have 2 shifts.
2 shifts.
You have 6 hours and 6 hours, something like this?
9 to 2 means...
5 hours.
5 plus 4.
And then 6. So you're working 11 hours a day?
5 plus 4, 9 hours a day.
9 hours a day. 9 hours a day. How many days a week do you do this?
6.
6 days a week?
Yeah.
You don't have a day off for golf?